Last week, I shared the news about Mark's report on graduate route. Now, Mark said that the graduate route is not abused, and we are so excited by that particular news. Now, remember that Mark is just an independent body, and they give the government or the Home Office advice based on immigration. So it's left for the Home Office to accept it or not. Now, we are waiting for James Cleverly or Rishi Sunak to say something about the report. We are waiting for their response to that particular letter I shared with you last week. Today, I feel I need to keep you updated on what is happening in the corridors of power, so you are aware of what is happening and nothing comes as a shock. Remember, this is the UK, they change policies all the time, and if you are easily triggered by this, please, just this is your clue that this news might not be so good, but it's so important that we discuss it in our community so that we know what is happening. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Cynthia. I share information that will help your transition abroad to be as smooth as possible. I share information about settling, working, or studying in the UK, US, or Canada. If you're interested in any of these countries, please subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so that each time I drop a new video, you know it's time to watch Cynthia Academy. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your love and support. You guys have been amazing. You help me in many ways. You share my videos. I see the report on my YouTube studio, so I know that you guys share my videos to support me and to also keep other people updated, because it's so important when you migrate to a new country to be updated on what is happening. And without wasting time, let's get into this video. The Home Secretary shared the 5-point plan on how they were going to cut net migration into the UK. They have implemented 4 of them. Now, the last point was about Mark. That's that Mark should look into the graduate route and find out whether it is abused. Now, the Home Secretary told Mark to deliver a report by May 14th, and that report should contain whether it's been abused or not. Now, I shared that particular report with you. I shared some highlights of things that we need to pay attention to. They said it's not been abused, but they have observed that there are some international agency or recruitment agency for students that have been abusing the system, and they are going to put some things. They advise Mark to put some guidelines to restrict those people from abusing that route and from affecting students negatively. I was really excited by that particular news, because I know how important international students are and how they contribute to the economy in the UK. They are so important. Another thing about that report is that they advise that the UK government should not just send a report or an email or something like that to say, hey, this student has completed their studies. They ask them to also include the grade that the person used to graduate. Like, yes, completed the study, but what grade? So I wonder what they want to use that report. That's why I said, students, please do your best, attend lectures, excel, because we don't know what is happening, which I'm sure that the schools or universities might start doing that. They might start including the report about the grade that the person graduated with, something like that. So, but today I saw a report by The Guardian. This was dated May 19th, 2024. So it's just 2 days, a few days ago. It says that Rishi Sunak faces cabinet backlash over plans to curb foreign student visas. Now, I was really interested. I wanted to know what particular visa it is all about, and it seems like it's all about the graduate route. This particular route is still under scrutiny right now, because we are still waiting for the, Home Secretary James Cleverly and Rishi Sunak to say something, whether they have accepted the report or not. Now, one thing about the Migration Advisory Committee is that when they create a report and submit it, governments always, most times they accept it. To be sincere, I think is the rate at which they accept, in my own opinion, is as high as 85%. Just on a few occasions that maybe the Home Secretary or the UK government will not listen to the advice provided by that body. So when I read this particular thing, I felt, what is happening here? Why are they thinking about this? This is not something you should worry about. the students are contributing to the economy. The graduate route is not affecting anybody. So I see so many advantages for both international students as well as the UK as a country. Now it says that Rishi Sunak is facing a cabinet revolt over plans to scrap the graduate visa scheme that allows overseas students to live and work in the UK for up to 2 years after graduation. Remember that this particular route is something that helps you, get to understand the UK more. You might get relaxed, It's just an opportunity for you to see if you want to stay back or you want to travel to another country. Like some people, they get their Canada visa or US visa during that period and they move, or they just want to make some money and then go back to their home country with that experience of diversity, enjoying another country, seeing what it has for you, whether it's something that you would love to do or not. So that graduate route, remember that you also pay IHS fees, and yeah, you paying IHS fee is a plus. Now it says, under pressure from some on the right of his party to demonstrate that the Tories are tougher on immigration than Labour, Downing Street is considering further restricting or even ending the graduate scheme, which some believe can be used as a backdoor entry route to the UK. Now, the latest quarterly immigration figures will be released this week. So once they release that particular immigration figures, I'll share it with you. The pending announcement has added to pressure on number 10 to diffuse concerns over continuing high numbers with a tough new approach as general election approaches. I have a strong opinion that this is mostly political. It is political. I don't see any other reason. It's because the general election is coming by and there is so much pressure. Some people want to do this, some people, they will just want to win the election. Now it says, but with university vice chancellors warning that such a move could threaten the futures of their institutions and damage local economies and businesses, raising concern about the effect on skills and their ability to attract overseas talent, several cabinet ministers are said to be opposing the move. Government sources say these include the Education Secretary, Gillian Keegan, the Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, and the Foreign Secretary, David Cameron. The government insider told the Observer that Keegan would not support moves that would harm the sector. Her job is to support the higher education sector, which benefits from international students coming to the country, said the source. And you know that the graduate route, if they just pulled the plug on that particular route, more and more people would decide not to come to the UK to pursue a master's or undergrad, or maybe not PhD, but many people would say, no, I'm not coming to the UK. And this would affect universities, because if you look at the population in some master's class, it's mostly foreigners, to be sincere. More than 95% are just foreigners, people from, they shared the list of top countries that, use the graduate route. India, Nigeria, US was there. I'm not sure of the other numbers, but these are foreigners that use the graduate route, and it's going to affect universities. The truth is that universities are already complaining about this, they're already complaining that they are being affected. So government insiders also said Hunt would oppose any move that would be detrimental to the economy, including blanket bans on international student visas. Sunak is now finding himself caught between the demands of the right-wingers, with one eye on the Tory leadership, and conservative moderates who fear the consequences of a launch to the right on the party's reputation and election chances. Pressure on Sunak to act on student visas have come from potential future challengers for the party leadership, including the former Home Secretary Suella Braverman. A current report by the former Home Secretary Minister Robert Jenrick, seen as another potential leadership contender, and the Tory MP Neil O'Brien from the Centre of Policy Studies called for the abolition of the graduate route to a visa. Now, remember I shared with you when Robert Jenrick shared a 30-point plan on how he was going to further reduce net migration. He wants to be the next prime minister in the UK, and this is what is happening at the corridors of power. I don't think I need to keep reading what is happening here. It's just a tug of war, right, left, center, and the pressure is on. So I just feel I should update you on what is happening in the corridors of power, so you're prepared that the government has not provided any final decision with respect to the graduate routes, and we are still waiting for that particular response, because it's key that the Home Secretary responds to that letter provided by the chairman, the head of the Migration Advisory Committee. We need to see what are his thoughts based on this. The graduate route is not being abused. The students are, in fact, it's an advantage that students come into this country. Is an advantage to the university system, you know, because there are so many reasons why it is. There are some courses that will just close down if foreign students don't come in, and it will be a serious effect on the financial system in university. So let's just wait and see what is going to happen. I'll keep you updated on whatever report they come up with. I don't like sharing sad news, but we need to keep this conversation going that we're not in support of them closing down the graduate route. It's so key for both international students as well as the UK economy too. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.